السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربي زدني علما. Quran is the speech of Allah, and so it is beautiful. And when we sit down to recite the Quran, we must also make sure that we make wudu beautifully and we sit beautifully and recite beautifully. So how do we sit beautifully? Make sure that you sit up straight and that you read loud and clear. Okay? Your speech should be loud and clear. This is the speech of Allah. Quran is the speech of Allah and it is beautiful. So we must make sure that we love it, and we must love our Mus'haf as well. What is the Mus'haf? Mus'haf is the book, the Quran that you hold in your hand. That is the Mus'haf. Now, to read correctly, we need to learn where each sound comes from, each sound of the Quran, where it comes from. Today, we will look at the makhraj, which means the exit, where the sound comes from. Okay, the place where the sound comes from is called the makhraj. And where it is produced, we're going to look at some of the makharij, and the one that we will look at today is the jawf. So there are 5 places or 5 makharij, 5 exits that we have where different sounds are produced. Okay, the first one is al-jawf, which is the empty place between the mouth and the throat. We will talk about that today. Then there's halq, which is the throat, and al-lisan, which is the tongue, and shafatain, which is the lips, and also al-khayshum, which is the nose. Okay, we will talk about them one after the other. Today we will talk about al-jawf. Al-jawf is the empty space between the mouth and the throat. This place, you see, this place, and this place. This is the jawf. And which letters come from here? The alif maddiya, and the waw maddiya, and the ya maddiya. What are these maddiya letters? Okay, so if you say qal, when I stretch the alif, this is the maddiya letter. This letter comes from the jawf. We don't know exactly where it comes from. Can you say it? Qal. Okay, and sometimes this alif is stretched more, and every time when we recite the Quran, I will tell you how long to stretch this alif. Qal. And when we say oo, how do we have to say oo? We have to round our lips. Okay, so yaqul, when I said the waw here, yaqul, when I stretched it, this is the waw maddiya letter. Okay, and where does it come from? It comes from the jawf. We don't know exactly which part, but it comes from the jawf. And the ya. So when I say qeel, the e sound, the qeel sound, it comes from the jawf. One of the very, very important etiquettes of reciting the Quran is before we start our recitation, we must say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. And every time that we begin a surah, when we're starting the surah, we must say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. You can say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim as well every time that you recite. But A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim is very, very important. Every time that you're starting your recitation, and if you pause in the middle to talk to somebody, you must again say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. So today we're going to learn how to recite it and a little bit about its meaning. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. So try it with me. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Try to recite it like that. Sit up straight. Okay, make sure that your lungs are open and recite in a loud voice. Okay, don't shout, but make sure that your voice is loud and clear. And say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Okay, make sure that the hamza sound and the ayn sound are coming separately. Okay, don't say a'udhu billah, a'u. Okay, and you see the maddiya letter here. You see the maddiya letter here? A'u. I stretched it. A'udhu. Now I did not stretch this one. So this is the waw maddiya. Remember the waw maddiya? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. This is the name of Allah. أعوذ بالله. Don't make the lam heavy. Usually when we say Allah's name in the Quran, we make the lam heavy, but not when there is a kasra before it. This is a kasra. Okay? The slanting line under the letter, this is called kasra. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. من الشيطان. من الشيطان. Make the ta heavy. من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Okay, make sure that you're stretching this maddiya letter. Again, this is a maddiya letter as well. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Okay, make it a little longer like this. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. You feel the maddiya letter here as well? Ya maddiya. Okay, what does it mean? I seek refuge in Allah from Shaitan, the accursed. Who is Shaitan? Shaitan is the bad guy, right? And when you're about to do something good, every time that you want to please Allah, every time you want to do something good for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Shaitan will come and he will try to disturb you. So what do? We have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have Allah. We ask him to protect us from shaitan and we don't want to be bugged by him. So what are we really saying? We're saying I'm asking for protection in Allah. This is what I'm thinking. When I say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, I'm thinking that I'm asking for protection in Allah. And Allah is the biggest and the strongest, and he's the most powerful, and shaitan is nothing in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I'm asking protection in Allah from shaitan, the one who is hated and punished. Okay, now next I'm going to recite Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, like this. Okay, now remember, there is a kasra under the ba. Seen is a soft sound. Bismillahi, Bismillahi. Okay, it's the same Allah's name that came before. Bismillahi, Bismillahir Rahman, Bismillahir Rahman. Ra is heavy. Ar-Rahman. Okay, the meme here is also a maddiya letter. There's no haraka on it, but it's supposed to be like this. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So it's an alif maddiya sound, and this will come from the jawf as well. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Nir Rahim. The noon is going to join with the ra. Ra is going to be heavy. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Again, I'm going to stretch the ya maddiya. Okay, I'm going to make it long. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So try to say it beautifully and try to say it loud and clear. And make sure that all the letters are coming from the right place. A'udhu billahi minash shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Now what does this mean? In the name of Allah, the extremely merciful, the always merciful. So first I seek protection in Allah from the accursed shaitan, and then I begin in the name of Allah. In the name of Allah, the extremely merciful and the always merciful. So when I'm saying this, what am I thinking? That I'm beginning to recite the Quran in the name of Allah, who is the most merciful and always merciful. And what is the meaning of mercy? What does it mean when we say somebody is merciful? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful. That means mercy means love and kindness and care and goodness and gentleness, everything that is good. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.